You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
Welcome back, brother.
Thank you. That was a long 10 days of doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I really committed myself because we talked before I was leaving for my vacation. You were asked, like, what are you going to do? And I had all these things of like, oh, there's some projects around the house that I was thinking of doing. And I was thinking about like going through and like organizing some of our like back catalog and stuff like that. And then I woke up on the Monday of like my first day off and I was like, maybe I just won't do anything.
That's beautiful, honestly.
I honestly, I was barely on social media. I feel like my brain is much less rotted than it was when
it's probably beneficial.
I think we should all do that more often. I used to have a friend named Andrew who would delete all of his social media apps every Friday. He's a radio guy, so every Friday after his show, he would delete all of his social media apps and then would re-download them Monday when he went into work. He would not have them on his phone for the weekend.
Okay.
And he said, he's like, it is honestly the most freeing thing in the world to not get a single Facebook notification for a whole weekend.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just not being able to doom scroll is probably so good for your mental health.
Honestly, and I mean, even for you, imagine how nice it would have been if you hadn't seen any Leafs content over the course of the last couple days.
Yeah.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Round of applause for the show being back to its final form here.
It's good to have everything back to normal. It's good to have you sitting over there doing all the things that you do. It's good to have me sitting over here hanging out back in the studio. It's good that the Leafs are out of the playoffs. Everything feels like it's back to normal.
Oh, man. It is, it's funny because I got so many messages from people. It was like I had a relative die or something, man. All the people, like, either just people, like, talking ish or just people being like, dude, I'm so sorry.
Right. Well, I think my message was how you hold it up.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just as guilty.
It is funny how we treat sports, man. Like, the polar opposite of a funeral because nobody, like, really had anything good to say.
Right. Well, that's just
Nobody was like, hey, man, like, it's gonna be all right. Everyone was like, yeah, man, it sucks.
Like, this is like people are texting you like you've lost a loved one, but the eulogy would be like, well, we all saw this coming. They suck.
Yeah.
You suck.
Being a Leafs fan is like being in the like most unhealthy relationship. Like,
honestly,
you love them so much, they keep letting you down.
Although
but you still keep coming back.
But there's something to be said for consistency. You know what I mean? Like, there's one thing that you can count on at this time every year.
You ever have a buddy who like dates a girl and she cheats on him or whatever, and you're like, dude, like just stop. Why do you keep going back?
Why are you doing this?
That's
man?
what I feel like right now. It's like, why do I keep doing this to myself? I know I'm gonna go back next year.
Well, that's just it. Yeah, there's always
all
next
these
year.
Leafs fans that are like, I'm done. I'm burning my jersey and stuff. Bro, you're gonna be back in October. All right,
that's just it.
Because you got nothing else going on. That's the problem.
It's really easy to quit on a sports team in the off season because there's nothing to watch. There's no playoffs, there's no practice, there's no warm-ups, there's nothing. But as soon as those preseason moves start happening, preseason games start happening, those blue and white jerseys are going to make their way out of the back of the closet.
It's one of those moments where you're like, why do I even watch sports anymore? But then, like, I know people say nostalgia is like the biggest drug. Dude, sports is the worst drug of all time.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, to any kids out there, like, be careful because once you leave, like, you can't go, what's that, meth? Not even once?
Yeah.
If you're a young sports fan, I'm just saying, man, be careful. Like,
The high is not even worth it, to be honest.
I haven't experienced the high.
Most people don't get the high of being
I'm still chasing the dragon, brother. I guess it's time to cheer for the Blue Jays, but they suck too.
Yeah, it's not going well so far.
Ticats, it is.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I want to say thank you to all of those nice messages that just came in from fellow Leaf fans.
All the condolences?
Yeah. Sean put it best where he just said, I feel your pain. I'm going to have to listen to the chirps about all the Leafs fans for all week. And I just said, we're an easy target. That's all it is.
I mean, but you kind of make yourselves an easy target sometimes.
So is it like because we dress like that? Like we're asking for it?
Let's not pretend like before I left on vacation, you were sitting over on a throne of bragging when it was 2-0 Leafs to start the series. And you were talking about how this is it. This is the year. You were making fun of all the other teams.
Some of us don't have children, okay? These are my boys. Not going to support my boys?
Can I say to the people who've been texting in, because you said, like, I don't know, I guess it's time to cheer for the Jays. Or what? Because when the Leafs get eliminated, you're done with hockey.
Yeah.
You're not a switch teams guy.
I watched the final, but I don't really care anymore.
A lot of people are texting in being like, what are you guys talking about? Now you got to cheer for the Oilers. Not if my children's lives were at stake.
I mean, I guess, like, if you want to go on the whole aspect of Canada's team, they are legit the most Canadian team if you look at the roster.
That hasn't happened in a very long time, because usually people will say, like, whatever the last Canadian team running is, you got to cheer for them. But usually there's some random middle American hockey team that has more Canadian players.
Well, and it's been bigger than ever to buy made in Canada products, not just a product of Canada.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for it, I mean, that is the Oilers right there.
All 3 of their goalies are Canadian, even. I saw that. I was like, that's an interesting stat.
I'll say this, though. Like, I mean, the other 3 remaining teams besides the Oilers right now, it's like Carolina, Dallas, and Florida. That's like Gary Bettman's dream.
No, he is so happy with the outcome.
Yeah.
He could not be more thrilled because it looks like the experiment is working now. Despite the fact that there were so many fans dressed like empty seats at the Florida games in this last playoffs.
I'll say this, like, if you were to call anyone in any of those cities right now, do they care? Do you think they actually care?
I think if you were to call random sports bars and ask, are you going to have the game on tonight? I don't think you'd get it on the first one. I think you'd have to call a couple places before they'd be like, oh, yeah, the Hurricanes game? Yeah, we'll put that on for you.
More people across our country were happy that the Leafs lost on Sunday than the entire city of Dallas being happy they made it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, well, but that is a special bond that brings us together all across this fine country from sea to sea to sea.
We may not be able to agree on politics, but at least you guys can be happy about something.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We never had a chance to talk about that truck in Texas that spilled the dimes onto the highway.
I never heard about this.
So there was a transport truck that was hauling, for whatever reason, about $800,000 in dimes, which is 8 million coins. It got into an accident, like overcorrected after swerving, and spilled all the coins onto this highway down in Texas. And I've been kind of looking into it because it's now been about 3 weeks. This was a big story. You'd think there'd be a follow-up, but the company is refusing to say whether or not they recovered all of the dimes.
I mean, you got to imagine it was a great day to be wearing cargo pants if that thing spilled in front of you.
And there's pictures and stuff of people. So I guess they were like sweeping up the dimes. They were shoveling up because it's 8 million coins. They even had people on the side where the dimes had like spilled into like that asphalt on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Picking up by hand dimes. And I'm just thinking, like, how many dimes do you reasonably believe you could get away with in that situation?
I mean, as much as your cup holders can hold, right? You go out there and just mitt them up and just try and drop it in there.
You got to get them to the car, though. Like, that's the thing. Is like, I feel blessed. I've got big hands. I think I could probably get a decent, like, you know, put your hands together like you're about to wash your face. I could probably fit like $20 in there. Mm-hmm. Like, what's a roll of dimes is like $5, right? That's 50 coins.
Something like that, yeah.
I think I could reasonably get away with like, maybe I could probably get up to like $100 in dimes. I guess it's tougher if they're loose. Like, if they're rolled, it's a lot easier to carry
Oh, for
them.
sure, yeah.
But just loose dimes, how many do you put in your pants before they start to fall down? That's a serious concern.
It's pretty easy to catch the culprits going around. Just look for the guy that's just exclusively paying in dimes right now.
Well, imagine even just trying to make that getaway, right? Like, okay, the truck gets into the accident, you come out. Oh my God, are you okay? I saw the whole thing. Is everybody, physically well? Okay, I'm going to help myself to some of these dimes as a reward for my good citizenship. And then what? You try to make the getaway? You run away with your pockets just full of dimes.
Yeah.
You got that run like you just got off a horse on the Oregon Trail. Your legs won't come together. It would be an awful attempt to get away with change.
Yeah.
Man.
You're just showing up to the bank. You're like, I'd like to cash this in.
That's dude, you're just taking over one of those Coinstar machines. Just emptying your shoes into the machine.
I've been
stuff.
saving this up since I was 12, okay?
These are birthday dimes, and you're wrong to judge me.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
During my time off, I took the kids. We went and tried to get in some living, some relaxing, some fun. Went and took in a circus, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
I haven't been to the circus in a long time. It got expensive at some point over the time, eh? Like
Just like everything else, yeah.
Yeah. I paid like $20 for a little thing of popcorn. But I will say the show was excellent, and it got me thinking of what could we do as circus performers.
I mean, I feel like we'd just be clowns, wouldn't we?
I mean, we've been called that often enough on the text
Yeah.
line, so that does make sense. But like I was laughing because I was watching, they had an aerial act, where the couple comes out and they do all sorts of fancy stuff while they're hanging from ropes and silks and things up in the air. I was like, I bet Brock and I could do that.
Yeah, you be holding me. I don't know about me holding you, brother.
They'd have to reinforce some of the ropes and the chains and stuff to get me up there, but I think we could do stuff like that. But
I think the ringmaster would probably be the move. I mean, you just get to kind of stand around and you get to talk to the people. You also get to wear a sick top hat.
That's true. Top hat is one of the most underrated hats. That is just a cool, like, everybody looks at everybody in the circus and you know who's in charge. It's like being the Pope. Just by wearing the hat,
Sure.
Everybody knows who the person in charge is.
Yeah.
I also saw there was like no animals at this one, but I was thinking about like old-timey circuses, like different animal tamers and stuff like that. You love dogs. I could see you as an animal tamer back in the circus.
I don't know. A lion tamer seems pretty dangerous, but I think, like, how there's just, like, the whip guy?
Oh, yeah.
Do they have one of those guys that, like, just comes out with a whip and slaps it around?
They had a mime who came out with a fake whip, and they were definitely playing sound effects every time he snapped
Mine might be the move, because you don't need to be, like, flexible or anything. You're not really in any danger, so...
I will say this. The last performer of the night did a laser show that felt like being in a 90s rave. He just stood there, and the lasers were going on, and he was, like, moving his hands along to make it look like he was controlling the lights.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just watched all these, like, strong men and women. I watched magicians, aerialists, clowns, all these people who had to come out, like, physically perform. And this guy got to stand on an elevated box for about 4 minutes just moving his arms around. I was like, that's the smartest guy here.
That's the guy whose parents are the least stoked that he's in the circus.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We are not alone in saying that probably the most fun job of being in the circus would be one of the clowns. Justice texted in at 762-555 to say it would be great to just like run around throwing pies at people and spraying people with the seltzer water
hell yeah,
flour.
dude.
It's one of the only jobs where you can openly mess with people and not get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
Like it's basically that and like sports team mascot. There's sort of
True.
You're expected that you're going to fool with people.
Ashley said she would like to be the sexy assistant, just passing Buddy the rings or machetes. But at the same time, I mean, sometimes those assistants, they're getting those like knives thrown at them too, right?
Yeah. If you're the sexy assistant that hands the dude the knives for the knife throwing trick, hey, you're in a good spot. If you got to be strapped to the spinning board of death as he blindfolds and starts whipping blades at you, like, I don't care if you've got decades of experience. We've all had a bad day at work. I don't want to be the pincushion if today is your bad day.
Hey, you better hope you have like a good benefits plan or something.
I was also thinking, because I was like, you know me, my ADHD, I start reading up on like every person that appeared in the circus that we went to go see. And it felt like every one of them was like third, fourth, fifth generation of circus performers.
Oh, like all in the family.
Right. And it's cool. Like, I mean, even there was like a 8-year-old, if I had to guess, 8-year-old girl that was there. And I think like her parents were a couple of the performers, and she came out and did a little dance number for the opening routine.
Like Robin from Batman's kind of family.
And I was thinking about it. I was like, do you think that if that girl grows up and goes to her circus performing parents and is like, you know, I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. I love this life, but I really want to be a heart surgeon. Do you think they're like, you're embarrassing the family.
You're running out of the family kind of line of work?
Honestly.
Like if your dad runs a plumbing company and he's like, come on, man, you don't want the empire?
Right. Circus performers, like the classic family business. It's usually a family name that's on the big top. And it's like, you know, your dad was a juggler. Your granddad was a juggler. You're going to be a juggler. No, Dad, I'm going to Harvard for law.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Apparently, human remains were found near Taylor Swift's oceanfront Rhode Island mansion last week.
Oh.
And the speculation is crazy. Now, officers are saying they believe that Taylor Swift has nothing to do with it because there's been a series of bodies found around this like oceanfront mansion properties.
So what you're saying is she's a serial killer.
But Conspiracy Corner is lighting up on the internet with people assuming that she has something to do with it.
Well, yeah, this is the guy that she hasn't wrote an album about yet. If you're lucky, you get the breakup album and everybody's singing songs about what a bad boyfriend you are. If you're not lucky, you apparently end up at the oceanside.
There's NFL fans saying that it was a sacrifice so that the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl next year.
Oh, next year. I was going to say, if it was for this year, they apparently came up one body short.
It was a lady, so some people are speculating that it was the real Taylor Swift.
Oh.
That is now dead, the one that used to sing country music.
The lizard people have taken over.
I knew she was trouble when she walked in.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Well, right now my husband actually went fishing.
Oh, okay.
And he's not answering his phone.
Okay.
Okay, if you could just say, Al, you forgot your lunch.
You want us to get a hold of your husband this morning?
Well, just sort of say it on, he listens to the radio station all the time.
Right. So he won't answer you, but he should hear us.
Oh, yeah, he definitely will hear you guys.
We'll
So
spread the
everything's
word.
in there.
What's your
Okay,
name?
Carol?
Carol. All right, we'll spread the word for Al, all right?
Yeah, tell him to get home and get his lunch.
Al, if you're listening, you forgot your lunch, bud.
If you're not going to eat it, brother, I will. All right, listen, I didn't pack a lunch today.
Who says radio doesn't work anymore, all right?
Al, get off the boat. You forgot your sandwich.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Oh, somebody kill me, please! This is a song for all the Leafs fans still recovering from Sunday there.
I'm glad you got a chance to get your emotions out through song.
I know a lot of people were upset with me when I did the whole playlist of songs for teams that didn't make the playoffs. So
it is so easy to look back on the last month or so on all of the smack that you talked to Habs fans, to Senators fans, to Bruins fans, all these other teams that either didn't make the playoffs or dropped out in the first round. And it does feel like you kind of set your own table here.
Well, I felt like I'd make a playlist for all the Leafs fans. That one's on there. I was thinking maybe some Evanescence is very fitting right now.
Is this just songs to cry to?
Yeah. This is how it feels to be a Leafs fan sometimes.
Because I don't think they all have to be songs to make you cry. Like, they could be songs that really describe what you're going through. Like, put a little Whitesnake in there.
Yeah.
That feeling of like, we've been here before and we'll survive.
I think 3 Days Grace has the best anthem for Leafs fans every single year. Why do I still love you?
If in brackets it said in the playoffs, this would be basically Austin Matthews' song of the month.
Yeah.
Every year at this time, this is the song that people sing about Austin Matthews in the playoffs.
Maybe even, if we could be a little bit positive because, there's always next year, as we like to say.
Sure, yeah.
And I think Destiny's Child is very fitting. Even if it feels like all hope is lost right now.
Well, that's just it. I will say, it's been since 1967. Leaf fans are a resilient bunch, which makes this a very fitting song. The "you're here," of course, referring to the golf course.
Yeah.
The tee time.
Near, far, wherever you are. I do think Jimmy World has a good message for Leafs fans every single year, too.
It just takes some time.
It's going to take some time to get over it, but we'll be fine.
I don't think you want to refer to this problem as the middle, considering if 1967 to now means you're in the middle. You've still got a long ways to go.
But just remember, guys, we had such a good team. This was supposed to be the year.
If you're a rock band looking to make money off just pure royalties, someone needs to write a song called There's Always Next Year.
They played it to the beat, man.
Played till they got me.
Stop it. I'm trying to recover right now, okay? Let me have this.
Sorry, man.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You are getting absolutely no sympathy whatsoever from fans of non-Leaf teams here today.
People love to hate us.
I did get a message from a friend of the show. We call him the Martiste. Marty, who's done a lot of artwork for us here, decided he wanted to do a little bit of art in a different way and actually said that he was inspired by you, the songs that you come up with for Text Us Tuesday, Text Us Thursday, and the little parody songs that you make. So he actually said he was inspired to record this last night, knowing that you were going to come on and talk about the Leafs today.
Welcome to the golf course. This is your next game. We've got everything you want. Beers and flats and greens. You might putt for an albatross, but settle for bogeys. If you whiffed up for chili dip, you can just call Mulligan on the golf course. Welcome to the golf course. Don't slice it off your tees. I'm gonna mark you an X.
So thank you from Marty for sending in that song. Really appreciate it.
Oh, God. I hate that and love that at the same time so much.
Do you think Marner will have that on the Bluetooth speaker when he gets out for his first postseason round this year? I can send it to him if they want. You know the Leafs email?
Send it to him to play at his charity golf tournament. That's what you do.
As people are walking up the parking lot, welcome to the golf course.
Oh, God. I hate you, Marty, but I love you at the same time, brother.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Looks like the Foo Fighters are getting a new drummer after only 2 years. Josh Freese has been fired from the band. A lot of people speculating that maybe Taylor Hawkins' son Shane will be stepping into the role there.
Right, which, I mean, there was a lot of speculation at the beginning because they did the London show and Shane was out there and everybody was kind of blown away, like, wow, he did such a great job. And then they didn't go that way. If the plan was always to come back to him, maybe when he was a little older, a little more ready, maybe they should have told Josh that before they were like, you're our drummer.
Well, it's interesting how they went about and did it because Josh Freese just posted on his social media that they just called him and said, we're going to go in a different direction. And it was like a manager or something. It wasn't even Dave Grohl or anyone that told him, which feels like a real slap in the face, especially the we're going to go in a different direction. That's kind of like the business version of, I think we should just be friends.
That's maybe we should try to see other people. You could drum for someone else. We could get a different drummer. Just see how it feels.
Yeah. I do feel like if you're a boss or you have to fire someone, it is essentially just like breaking up.
Well, I mean, honestly, and that's the problem too, is there are a lot of people who they're not cut out for that. Like, to fire someone, to remove someone's livelihood is a difficult thing to do.
So is breaking up with someone is one of the hardest things to do.
So the thing that we sort of do is like human instinct is we try to take like we soften the blow, right?
Yeah.
Like that's, hey, we don't care for your drumming or you're not a fit or this isn't working. We're going to go in a different direction. Yeah. It's like, that's what direction? Where are you going?
Yeah. I just feel like we're moving too fast. That's something that you say to someone before their probation is up. Like,
it's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
As a boss talking to your employee. Listen, hey, you're a great accountant and you do great things. I just am looking for something a little bit different on my spreadsheets.
I'm not sure if I want to commit right now.
Yeah.
Or the best would be as a boss to be like, you know what, you deserve better.
That's right. I'm honestly like, we can't give you what you're looking for in terms of benefits and salary and stuff like that. And we just think that if we let you go, you could thrive somewhere else.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, Rock Impressions is back, and we've got $100 in Lotto Max tickets for tonight's jackpot.
That's right. It is Tuesday, so a $30 million jackpot up for grabs tonight in the Lotto Max draw. You can win $100 in tickets on what we're calling Oz Week on Rock Impressions.
Yes, since we've got our World Tour contest starting up, we figured we'd just do Aussie impressions here, and we're looking for Bark at the Moon. We don't just want the howl. We want the howl and a little bit of that epic guitar solo as well.
That's right. Hit the howl and then noodle your way out. However you want to do it.
We've got 3 contestants on the line. If you're not one of them, you are a judge. So judge accordingly. 762-555. Let us know who you think the winner should be. We'll start with line 1 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
It's Dan.
Dan, how you doing this morning, buddy?
Pretty good, you?
I'm doing all right. Here's what we need from you. Don't forget it's the howl and a little bit of the guitar solo, okay?
Alrighty.
Nice work, Dan.
Can't even rock and roll anymore, man.
Good start, Dan. Stay on hold, all right, buddy?
Yeah.
Had a little banjo vibe to it.
All right, let's go to line 2 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Jeff.
Jeff, all right, my man. This is what we need from you. Whenever you're ready, Jeff, take it away. Little drunk guitar there.
Took it in a different direction, but I like it.
All right.
Well, you didn't drop me this week anyway.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, Jeff.
I'll drop you now if you want. All right, let's go to line 3. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
It's Haley.
Haley, all right. You're in the sweet spot here. What do you think of your competition so far?
Well, the first one sounded like a cat.
And yet you're the one with the claws out. Here we go.
Right?
I love it.
All right, here's what we need. All right, let's hear it.
Now.
You know, it's funny because I had a cat once. If you pet him right behind the ear,
You either die the hero or become the villain sometimes. You know? All right, stay on hold here. Let's weigh out the options. 762-555. Line 1, line 2 or line 3?
I will say, correct me if you think I'm wrong, I think all three nailed the howl. The howls were all comparable. So I think it comes down to is the solo. And I actually felt like Dan's was the most honest to the song.
The text line seems to agree as well. First guy, line 1, Dan. So.
Yeah, Jeff kind of felt like he lost energy in the solo, and Haley did the cat thing. So.
Jeff also had a little bit of attitude about getting dropped from a previous contest.
A little snippy, but that's okay.
Dan, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
You get yourself a ding and a round of applause and $100 in Lotto Max tickets for tonight's jackpot, all right?
Woo! Hell yeah, Dan.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Everybody should send us a text message. 762-345 right now. Hey, yeah. Ask us all your deep thoughts and your questions. Everybody should send us a text. Oh, we want you to send a text.
Everybody's working for the weekend, but Lover Brock wants you to send a text this morning.
Oh no. Lover Brock?
Yeah.
Wow. How long have you been holding on to that one for?
A lot has changed in the week that you've been gone, my friend. Someone said, are you officially on the Oilers bandwagon now that the Leafs are out? I mean, I don't care about the playoffs regardless anymore.
I would rather throw myself under the bandwagon. Listen, I'll make a lot of Leafs jokes. Brock knows it's good-hearted teasing. I don't hate any team in this league like I hate the Edmonton Oilers.
I will say I do want the Oilers to win the cup because if it's between Carolina, Florida, or Dallas, like, what boring. Ugh.
They're all boring except for the Oilers, which sucks. So I'm cheering for Dallas, and then I just won't watch the finals.
Someone said, who's got the hotter mom, Brock or Dalby? I mean, I don't look at my mom like that, so I'll say your mom's hotter than my mom.
I was going to say, that, like, my mom is not like that, so I'll say your mom.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the best answer. We have to say each other's moms, because if you were like, dude, my mom's smoking, I'd be like, whoa, dude.
Imagine walking by like a school playground and hearing kids arguing, yo, my mom's so much hotter than your mom. That would mess with your brain for the rest of the day. You can't unhear.
I think your brain's already messed with if you're saying that, you know?
Hey, why does everybody keep asking if you got a raise last week?
I had Boss Adam on for Texas Thursday yesterday.
Well, last
week.
Boss Adam put in work last week?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I got him to come on for Texas Thursday, and I asked if I could get a raise, and he said we'd talk about it, and he never answered my phone call after that.
Oh, so it went back to business as usual after 9 o'clock that morning.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just wondering. I want to give a shout out to Jeff, who is bragging about driving 2 hours to race a 5K and placing second place.
Nice.
Which is very impressive. It's nice to know that there's at least one athletic friend of the show.
Yeah. I mean, I run from my problems in different ways, but good for you.
If we ever need someone to run something for us, we'll give you a call.
Someone said you get 1 10-minute phone call with any person alive or dead from the past, present, or future. Who are you picking?
Oh, I mean, the fact that you can include dead people in there really opens it up. I feel like I would want a 10-minute phone call with somebody who has like hidden riches. You know what I mean? Like find somebody who's got buried money somewhere and just like, give me 10 minutes. Yeah, bro, you don't need it.
If I could go back in time and call anyone, it'd be Mitch Marner around February asking him to waive his no trade clause so we could get Mikko Rantanen. That's who it'd be. You see how that guy's playing in the playoffs, man?
Oh, listen, if you could go back in time and make that change, that's great. I just love having the entirety of human history. And you're like, I'd try and get Mitch Marner traded.
I'd be a lot more happy today. That's for sure. All right, final one here. Someone said, what is a polite way to tell someone to F off?
Oh, you know what I'm a big fan of is have the day you deserve.
Yeah.
That's a great line.
I do like I said good day, sir.
Yeah. When they try to, you cut it off, they try to keep talking. I said good day.
Yeah. That's probably the most polite way to say it.
Yeah, and again, it's very, you're firm. You're putting your foot down. The have the day you deserve one works because most people don't catch what you're actually saying.
Yeah.
But I said good day, sir, lets them know I'm done with you. your nonsense, and everything about you.
Also, bless your heart kind of works too.
Bless your heart is not a good way to tell someone to 3825 off, but it is a great way to let somebody know you do not think very highly of them.
If you ever heard anyone start a sentence with, oh, bless their heart, it's not a positive thing.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Yeah, today's word is methinks. Yeah, seriously. Methinks.
Is that a real word?
methinks. Methinks.
It's not 2 words?
Methinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, and it means it seems to me. Methinks that's about the most old school county clear talk I've heard in a long time. Methinks so. Anyways, that just about does her. Have a great one. Cheers up.
I feel like the only time I hear someone say methinks is like people who wear fedoras.
Yeah. Well, even because he's like, that's the most county thing I've ever. I don't think county speak. I think like Renaissance fair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, methinks the lady would like some lamb or something. Like if you're at like a Renaissance fair or some sort of ye olden recreation type event.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't imagine either that or it's what was that Jar Jar Binks from the Star Wars movies?
Yeah.
That would also be a methinks moment.
I'm gonna start using that a little bit. Methinks I'm going to have a few beers tonight.
I think I like it at the end of the sentence as opposed to the beginning, where it's like, I have a few beers tonight, methinks.
Methinks. Go for a round of golf this weekend, methinks. The wife thinks otherwise, methinks.
Yeah, methinks she's probably going to be upset with you.
Methinks. Use it wherever you can today, all right?
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the bad line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word bad to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is your before and after story, where your first steps towards a new life-changing career begin. Southeastern College can take you there. We offer in-demand hybrid and online programs with hands-on training, led by in-field career professionals, and career services to put you on the path to a rewarding and fulfilling future. This is where your transformation begins. Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.